Hey everybody, welcome back to chapter 2, section 3. Doing some matrix problems still, but these are word problems. So we need to define our variables, create our own equations, and then correctly plug it into a matrix and get our answer, all right? And if there's a bunch of background noise, it's because there's people moving desks in other classrooms, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But let's get started. Example 1, a movie theater advertises that a family of 2 adults, 1 student, and 1 child between the ages of 3 and 8 can attend a movie for $15. An adult ticket costs as much as the combined cost of a student ticket and a child ticket. You purchase 1 adult ticket, 4 student tickets, 2 child tickets for $23. What's the price per ticket of each type of ticket? So clearly we're looking for the dollar amount of each type of ticket. What kind of tickets do you have? You have adult tickets, student tickets, and children tickets. So that's what I'm going to write here, price per each type of ticket. There, I typed it in so you don't have to read as much of my bad handwriting. But yeah, cost of adult ticket, cost of student ticket, cost of child ticket, we're done with that. So let's make our equations. The first equation is a transaction. It says 2 tickets, 2 adult tickets, 1 student, 1 child for $15. So 2 adults, 2x. 1 student, 1y. 1 child, 1z. I'm clearly adding these together because this is all one transaction and I'm going to spend $15 on it total. So equals 15. That's all there's to say about that. The next sentence says an adult ticket costs as much as the combined cost of a student and a child ticket. So an adult ticket is X, and it costs as much as the combined cost of a student and child ticket. So X equals Y plus Z. Combining them means add. All right? And then the last sentence is another transaction. 1 adult ticket, 4 student tickets, 2 child tickets for $23. So I got 1 adult, 1X. So you can write 1X, or you can just write X, plus 4 student tickets, so plus 4Y, and 2 child tickets, that's 2Z, equals, and that's going to equal $23, so equals 23. All right, so our first and third equations are in standard form. Remember, standard form is basically all your letters on one side, and then it's going to equal a single constant number, and your letters go in alphabetical order, X, Y, Z. That one's good. This one's not, but this one is X, Y, Z, and equals a constant number. So what I need to do is I need to convert this equation right here to standard form. All right, so how can I get Y and Z onto the other side? So on the side somewhere, maybe just down here, I have X equals Y plus Z. They need to be on the other side of the equal sign, right? So the only way to move them over would be to subtract them. And so it turns into, I'll just write it over here next to it. It turns into X minus Y minus Z. And I subtracted them over, right? So there's nothing left over. So guess what? It's going to equal 0. Okay? So, and then I can just rewrite it right here. X minus Y minus Z equals 0. That's important to do when you're writing your, when you're writing your matrix, right? So if it's in standard form, you just write down the coefficients, right? So I'm going to write down 2, 1, 1, and 15. So I'm going to go 2, 1, 1, and 15. And then I go over to this one. So now I have 1, negative 1, negative 1, 0. Okay, so if it's minusing, it's a negative number. So 1, negative 1, negative 1, 0. And then we'll go back to the last equation here. And I have 1x plus 4y plus 2z. So 1, 4, 2, and then 23. 1, 4, 2, 23. So I have it already set up. So you just have a RREF it. Type that into your calculator. It's going to spit out your output matrix. All right. And so remember, the output matrix is always going to have these 1s and 0s. When you put these in order, it's like you have an X column, a Y column, and a Z column. And so it's telling you 1x, c0, y0, z, is going to equal, and then the last number in that row is your answer for x. So 5 is what it told me. And then 1y is going to equal, the number was 4, and then 1z equals 1. So these are my constants right here. And so that's what you interpret for your ordered pair. I'm going to say, well, not ordered pair, there are 3 numbers, so ordered triple. 5, 4, 1. And then the interpretation, I just want you to explain it. What does 5 mean? Just relate it back to the variables. Adult ticket was $5, student ticket was $4, a child ticket was $1. You're going to write that right here. Okay, so I wrote that there. An adult ticket costs $5, student $4, child $1. Let's move on to example 2. Your friend claims that she has a bag of 40 coins containing nickels, dimes, and quarters. The total value of the 40 coins is $5.80. There is one more than twice as many quarters as there are dimes. How many of each type of coin does your friend have? So let's set up our variables. Clearly, we have 3 types of coins. We have we're looking for the number of nickels, number of dimes, and number of quarters. So since it mentioned nickels first, dimes second, quarters third, I made nickels x, dimes y, and quarters z. All right, now let's make our equations. It says we have 40 coins. Well, that just means I have x number of nickels, y number of dimes, and z number of quarters, and it'll equal 40. All right, after this, the total value is $5.80. So total value, something will equal $5.80 or 5.8. And so what is the value of a nickel? The value of a nickel is 5 cents, so that's 0.05x. What's the value of a dime? That's 10 cents, so that's 0.10 or 0.1y. What's the value of a quarter? That's 0.25z. All right? And there it equals $5.80. So that one, the number's not explicitly mentioned in it, but you just have to use your knowledge of how much a quarter, nickel, and dime is worth. And then this sentence is kind of confusing, but there is one more than twice as many quarters as there are nickels. So you have more quarters than you have nickels, okay? I mean dimes. I'm saying nickels. It says dimes clearly right there. Twice as many quarters as there are dimes, and one more than that. So if I have more quarters than I have dimes, I need to multiply my dimes. So I need to multiply my dimes by 2, because twice as many. And then it says I have one more than that, so I need to add one more to it. So what's that going to equal? That's going to equal the number of quarters I have, which is z. So in the first example, I talked about they all need to be in standard form. X, Y, Z equals a single constant number. So these first 2 follow that pattern, but this one does not. So I need to get the z over, and then I need to get the 1 over, because it doesn't have a letter. That's my constant. So I can do this by minusing 1 to the other side. And then I can also do it by adding z to the other side. So I'll swap out the 1 and the z, if you will. So I have 2y plus z equals -1. I hope that wasn't too confusing the way I wrote it down, but yeah, minus 1 over there, so it equals -1, and then I had added z. I'm subtracting z. What am I doing? It was a positive z here, right? So of course you're going to subtract it. And so I'm going to change these plus signs to minus signs. Sorry about that. So this 2y plus z says 2y minus z. You have to subtract it because it was equaling a positive z on the other side of the equal sign. So if I'm moving it to the left side of the equal sign, I'm going to minus it over. So sorry about that. So 2y minus z equals -1. All right, so what happened to my x term? I have no x term, so I can just throw 0x in front of it. 0x plus 2y minus z equals -1. Now it's ready to put into matrix form. It's in standard form. So the first one says x plus y plus z equals 40. So I have 1x, 1y, 1z equals 40. The other one I had a nickel, so that's 0.05, 0.10, 0.25 equals $5.80. So 5.8. And the last one, I had 0 x's. It didn't talk about the nickels at all. And then I had 2y minus 1z. And then that's equaling -1 because I minus that 1 over. So you're going to RREF this, type it all into your calculator, and when you do that, you should get an answer of 15, 8, and 17. So remember, your output matrix is going to have the 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Remember, it's telling you x, y, and z equals your constant number. So I said those were 15, 8, and 17. So I'm going to rewrite that as the ordered triple, 15, 8, 17. The interpretation is just apply it to how you define your variables. You had 15 nickels, 8 dimes, 17 quarters. That's how many of each type your friend had. There we go. Put it in a sentence. Your friend had 15 nickels, 8 dimes, 17 quarters, and you are done. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.